Tell me, what is the issue with the separate administration? Why is separate administration such a problematic word? Rami was saying that there are different degrees of separate administration. There are different shades of separate administration.
I think what they're aiming for is something, a kind of something, which is where they're independent enough to take their own administrative call. This is something which they need. So they're not dependent on the government or the administration, which they feel is completely biased towards one community. And if you grant this them, it's kind of semi-independence, not exactly said in the same way. And if you grant them that, that will be completely unacceptable to the kind of narrative which we are being seen peddled by the center. So I don't think the government of the day is going to agree to any kind of such situation.
So what is the problem with separate administration? Academically, if you can explain it to our viewers, if Manipur as a state remains the same, so what is the problem? Don't we have the Bodo Territorial Council in Assam?
Yes, exactly. I don't think there is any problem, and rather I will say that is the solution lies in there, because Metis population will have to share power with their minority brethren, either Kukis or the Nagas. This rigid stand that no, we will not give anything to you, will not bring any kind of solution. The Nagas, they wanted separate, this entire Naga inhabited areas to be carved within the administrative jurisdiction of present Nagaland to form the Nagalim. But later on, they scaled down their demand to this autonomous council, and this autonomous council has to be under the sixth schedule, because once these councils are under the sixth schedules, then 18 to 19 departments, state government departments, power of those departments are transferred to the council. The council can take their own decision for to say in matters of education, PHE department, PWDs.
Okay, Rami, why should there be a problem if there is another territorial council in Manipur?
Now, let me begin by saying that I take strong objection to anything being compared to Nagalim. Nagalim was not just about council, was not just about rights. It was the longest running separatist movement in this country. And that also cannot be a model for any other state in this country. Having said that, the thing about autonomous district council is there has to be some sort of agreement on the points of negotiation. In terms of, a lot of these other councils laid down their arms before they became a part of these councils. And that was the point of negotiation. Kuki groups will also have to do that. Like I said, and I always say that Manipur is possibly one of the most complex states. Keeping that in mind, you have to understand the level of security that is needed to give any sort of powers to a community or an designated area. So this is something that the government and the security spectrum will have to assess at some point or another. Having said that, I completely agree when Dr. Haukip said that there has to be some decentralization. I think where the central government needs to really focus on is giving the kind of development that Imphal has, not to centralize it just to Imphal, but have that kind of access across the state. And I think that will happen over a period of time. So in essence, autonomous district council under a sixth schedule has been successful in places.
It has been successful, Rami, you are saying? The autonomous councils have been successful under sixth schedule. So why cannot that take place from the Kuki areas or the hill areas?
Bodo Territorial Council has a great CEM, has a very active CEM, a youth leader, who came from the grassroots and is managing the territorial council really well, Pramod Boro. Having said that they also went through a process of negotiations, points of negotiations before they got the kind of powers that were handed to them. That is what will need to happen in these areas as well. And these have been difficult areas for security forces to navigate till date. So I think they will have to come to some point of negotiation and agreement in those points of negotiations,
Dr. Hauke, Rami very beautifully put it, why separate administration can empower. Do you think that separate administration can meet the aspiration of tribal people?
Surely, this has been the kind of demand that has been going on for the last 45 years. As we have indicated earlier to this, there were certain rules or certain act which rules the district councils, but they were just powerless with some administrative rights. So they were like, as indicated, they were like a toothless tiger. So let me put to this. There are different layers of power in this ADCs also. For instance, in Mizoram, you have the Chakma, Lai, Mara district councils. So these are the weakest, for instance, district council, which just had let me take an example of the education sector. They just have powers in terms of primary education. On the other hand, there are negotiations going on with regard to Karbi and Dimasa territorial council, including the Tripura tribal autonomous councils, that these councils will have power up to the level of controlling the colleges in the state. So, the 125th Amendment Bill 2019 has, tried to accommodate the demands of these tribal people in Assam and Tripura. So, likewise, I think in Manipur also there needs to be a dialogue, and I appeal to the people of Manipur that this unwillingness to share power with that the tribals has to go for peaceful coexistence, and there has to be a negotiation on these levels or layers of power that would come later on. So this is the only solution remaining right now to bring back Manipur into a compact or to bring back mutual understanding between the communities.
Okay.